Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. This is your friend Dharam Singh, and today I have another Singh, Dipendar Singh. So we are two DS today here, and we're going to talk something very exciting. So welcome, Dipendar. How are you today?
Hey Dharam, I'm absolutely fine. Doing great. How about you?
Yeah, I'm very good, but I'm excited. I'm excited to have you here and talk about this important topic, customer-driven project management. Okay, so with no further delays, so thank you all of you for this, joining and coming and learning from these sessions from the extraordinary people I have around me, and I'm very fortunate. So my purpose of doing this webinar is to create a knowledge pool and to get the knowledge from, extract the knowledge out of these experts and put in a pool where anybody can or anybody should be able to reach out, learn from that. So in that quest of knowledge pool, I got Dipendar Singh today with me. And Dipendar is coming, accomplished project program, portfolio manager. He has done lots of good work with lots of organizations and startup work. He's working with lots of startup companies and IT solution and many of the things which Dipendar can talk about. And the most important thing is he is PfMP. He's PfMP since 5th January 2021. Congratulations, if I can pronounce properly, congratulations, Dipendar, for your extraordinary success.
Thanks. Thanks a lot, Dharam. I guess this was your mentorship only, which actually helped me sail through these times. I guess we collaborated somewhere prior to COVID and we collaborated and then, the session went by. However, this first wave of COVID struck in 2020, so there was a business turbulence wherein I need to go back and get back to my business streamlining, and then I actually focused back on PfMP, the goal that we started, and finally I was able to accomplish that on 5th Jan 2021. I still remember, there was a lot of things which were supposed to take care, because there were COVID protocols that you need to follow. Of course, there was a temperature check, so I made sure that I don't fall sick, even my temperature doesn't go up any by any means, and all those stuff. That was really a good time. These
Yeah.
small things could actually lead to lot of lead times. No worries.
All right, no worries. So I think that everything's still fresh. And another thing, if you notice behind Dipendar, I can see lots of medals, and I don't know if you can see them. This is telling you he has something extraordinary, which he probably talk later. But it's about he's a marathon runner, and I think how many kilometers you can run?
I
You
mean, so far I've attempted half marathons only, but I'll soon be attempting my first full marathon, which will be 42 kilometers. But I guess and that's how you progress. That's a progressive approach, I guess, and every runner and we encounter these things in all other aspects of life as well. You need to keep progressing. So yeah, a lot of half marathons under my belt, but yeah, we'll be attempting my first full marathon very soon.
So running marathon, I mean, if you ask me to run around my community, it will be challenging for me. But running, I think how many kilometers, miles? 20 miles, 20 kilometers?
So running half marathon is 13.1. Running full marathon will be 26.2 miles.
Yeah.
That's 42 kilometers. Yeah. So I mean,
And it's
I guess I guess that it is same as that. Everybody's journey start from there only. There was a time then when I was striving to run even 200 meters, but now it's like, okay, let's go out and run at least 10K or something. So
so what I'm talking about the practice, once you practice and determine, anything is possible, whether it's running or winning a marathon, half marathon, or even PFMP or anything in your life. And if you have clear vision, focus, and determination, you will achieve it. So that's where the output you can see, and then having PFMP, that's another thing, these certificate PgMP PfMP cannot happen like this. You need to have very determined, a lot of determination, and you need to push yourself sometimes. You need to have, right books, of course, right mentor, and that's where I can come in picture. And all the combination, your environment around you, and everything, which takes you all the way to motivate you, to push you, encourage you. That's where you achieve your certificate. So Well done. And for my side, one of the achievement I have is last week I've completed 100 PfMPs.
Wow, congratulations.
Yeah, so I have a counting, finally got 100, but I'm maintaining almost 100% result in the PfMP. With PgMP, I have now 439 PgMPs from 50 countries, which I mean, I think it's 12% of global number. I'm proud of these numbers. So thank you, Sumit. Thank you for your complete congratulations. So, other than this, this is my last webinar for the 2022. So, of course, we have achieved lots as a personal level, company level, and my students 70 PGMP this year so far, and I'm expecting 3-4 in the remaining days, and 23 PFMPs, and I'm expecting another two, at least two PFMPs. So it's all combination of your well wishes and your the team's hard work. My team is very hardworking team, and all combination we came to this point. So I'm very happy that the milestones we have achieved as a personal level, at the company level. I'm very excited. So if
Yeah,
need,
I guess Dharam, that's a passion of you and your team, that's actually demonstrated in everything that you do across. I said that it's good to have, it's a passion of you and your team, which drives a lot of things, and the things seem really good, or seem really seamless, for the people, and that is what doing the wonders, that's how it is.
yeah, thank you. And that's again, you have to mention passion has to be there, and just like you have passion in running and doing something. So I am passionate about teaching. I was not like a teacher born as a teacher. I was very shy project manager. You ask me to do things, I can do exceptional thing and make the things happen. But if you ask me to speak in front of my team of 5 people, my team, I am the project manager. I'm like, boom, boom, already start happening. So coming out from that to where I am was not in my wildest dream. But again, you need to have passion, you have to have vision, and you keep pushing yourself day by day. Things start working out. You have to believe in yourself. So that's where I can sum up my journey. And anybody successful can tell themselves, hey, this is not happen in one day. You need to dream about it. You need to have passion about it, and you keep going towards that direction. So that's where. So today's session is not about how to create your vision or achieving the vision, but yes, why not? That's something. If you can get one point out of this session, I'll be very happy. So once again, thank you all of you for making efforts to come and join this session. These sessions you have been coming, and next year is full of, already up to March. I have people lined up for the webinar, so you will see lots of good people coming back or going to do. So with no further delays, Dipendar, would you like to talk a little bit about yourself, who you are, where you are, what you are doing?
So yes, definitely. I'm based out of India only, and currently I'm working as a IT lead for ViridianRED, and basically that's in conglomerate for World Trade Center Noida. The company is good is a leader in real estate uh, development, and that is they're building in huge complexes, and I'm actually leading their IT portfolio out here. And also since the company is conglomerate, there is a Viridian Accelerator Center where I'm tech mentor to a lot of startups at this point of time. And then there is Viridian Ventures, wherein I am a tech consultant for the business propositions. So yes, a lot of different things that pop up my table every day. It's like not just leading out your own personal portfolio of the real estate business, but then it's about being a tech mentor. A lot of things that pop up from the startup ecosystem. There are like guys who are really passionate about what they have. When you deal with startup people, it's like they're so much passionate about the idea that they have populated, the problem they are solving, and they actually go full stern. It's like they just want to win the world out there, and being their tech mentor is something, is it's very challenging and very demanding. It's sometimes they are like in and out. We want to know in and out of everything, and we want to find the most cost effective, most rapid, most fast deployable solutions, and they are like, yeah. So that's what I mean, I'm currently placed. But yes, over the period of time, I've started off this journey long back in 2004. From wherein I progressed at various roles, from project coordinator to project program manager to head of IT for H&M when they were launching their operations out here in India, and then finally I've landed into this situation. Yeah. So yeah, so that's how it's about leading the IT portfolio. Yeah.
Great stuff. Great. While working with the startups have their own challenges. It's not that easy. Somebody get an idea, you can make it possible. You need some right environment. You need to create, right motivation to them, because time to time, yes, great idea, you get excited. Then soon the idea start become fading down, or you start getting the reality. But as a startup hub, you are the one who keep encouraging. Hey, don't worry. There's some ups and downs. Keep going. Sooner or later you will be there. So, I think you and your company is doing a great job. So keep doing, and I'm sure lots of startup people, maybe some of your students or some of your business partners are already watching here, and share with them. Let them know that
Yeah.
Anyway, so good. Thank you. And the guys, if you are interested in PgMP PfMP, I have shared 2 links on the chat. If you have not watched those videos, it's just to get you familiarized with all the process of PgMP, PfMP, what you need to do, what not to do, and kind of thing. So it's a good videos, and I'm sure you will like it, and you will learn something out of that. If you need further assistance with your certification, not just PgMP, PfMP, anything, you reach out to me and my team, and happy to help you out. All right. Okay, so Dipendar, I have a few questions for you, and it's not a surprise to you. I've already shared with you. So the question we'll get from audience will be surprise, and I have already received 3 questions from our registration process. So I will be asking those as well. So the topic today is very interesting: customer-driven project management. So look, we are working for most of the time for the customer point of view. We have to make our customer or client successful. So we need to focus from that point of view. And
Sure.
anything you have about the topic? Anything you want to talk about, or let me?
Yes, absolutely. I mean, whenever you, I guess everybody is very much attached with what the project about project management only, and project management is a purpose to suffice the successful outcome of a project, and which in my case is definitely customer centric. It needs to move around the customers itself. When you talk about, okay, this is the scope that I'm supposed to deliver, and I'm delivering it. What if I'm delivering it little late? I'll mark it as rag or something, but that everything is only accepted only if throughout the journey it's been focused on the customer itself. Maybe the customer is really much in need of milestone 2, 3, or 4. So it's not like you have to deliver a complete project or something. You have to be very much in conjunction of what customer is actually requiring. So that is what I say, that you need not expedite complete project. Maybe the customer's immediate requirements or the expedite requirements have popped up only for milestone 3 or 4. So that is where it needs to be very much in conjunction of what customer wants.
Yeah, prioritization based on their expectation. What is must have, should have, could have, is the Moscow technique we have. So
Yeah.
utilizing that and understanding the urgency and the focus on that.
Yes. Yes, absolutely.
Perfect. Let me start my first question. So, how is customer integration accomplished in today's VUCA environment? You may like to define what is VUCA and what is, how you see that customer integration.
Yeah, surely. So VUCA, as I think everybody knows, it's about the environment in which we are delivering this project is very volatile, very uncertain. It's really complex and ambiguous. That is what it sums up as VUCA. So when you are delivering these projects in this VUCA environment, that actually demands your conjunction, or what I can say, the involvement with stakeholders to very high extent. Because if the things are volatile, you have, different set of stakeholders from multicultural. There are like different SMEs also being popped up. So you really need to work or engage your stakeholders to the very high extent and keep them engaging throughout the journey, whenever you are delivering the project in this VUCA environment. Because we all have seen, like in this COVID times, when we were having these COVID times, prior to COVID, there were a lot of projects which were running on plain vanilla delivery. But after, during COVID and even prior to COVID, we have seen the agile transformation in most of the projects. But now everything is just agile only. A lot of the people have actually, they're not keen to go for waterfall model, because it's a time engaging thing, which is popping up. So they really want to do MVP followed by a progression in P1, P2. That's how it's been. So when you talk about this project management in VUCA environment, firstly it really needs to be, stakeholder engaging, and then to the very high extent. You just cannot afford to have, the slippages between the basic sanity of like communication gap or something. And then it's about uh, aligning their end business objective as an at all point of time.
Yeah. Uh, okay, perfect. Good, good. So thank you for your feedback on this. Yeah, you mentioned about the stakeholder engagement, and especially when you have this volatile environment, things are changing every day. Yes, correctly mentioned. We need to understand the stakeholder, engage with them as and when things changing, communicate with them so that they should not be surprises. And the most important relation thing is your relationship with your customer or your stakeholders, and they can trust you that you are running one of the major projects for them, and you will make it possible for them. So that kind of trust they are to build, and that happens when you have engagement and keeping in them informed what is going on, what's not happening. Even the bad news, you should not shy a bit from that, because if the bad news is there, maybe they can help you with that. They can guide you, direct you, help you with that.
Yes,
So yeah,
that's what. Yeah, that's how, that's how you really need to lead out project in this volatile environment, because things really tend to slip at times.
exactly, exactly. Good, good, good stuff. And by the way, guys, you have opportunity to ask questions during any time, and I will pick the question whenever I feel is right time. But yeah, when you have a question, put that on the question pad. Okay. All right. My next question to you is how to implement management by project culture in the organization, and further refine the same to the customer-centric project management.
Yes, yes, surely. I mean, that is what is very much required, because whenever you have team, be it your project coordinators, expeditors, or anybody with whom you are working, people just tend to deal it in a very operational way. Like, okay, this is a task that I'll do, but they don't tend to sense it, in the urgency of the task being aligned to them. So you really need to delegate, something which can be called as a concrete deliverable, and then let them brainstorm around, let them do the basic things about a scope, costing, time, how you're going to deliver this particular deliverable, considering it as a very micro project. That's what I do, even if I have a fresher on board or something, so I'll try to break them a task and make them responsible for those tasks. That's how it's been. So I really want to have this culture of management by projects, even if there are small things given, or then only you will be able to sum it up to the big picture. That's how it's been.
Mm,
So it really starts at a ground level. The people who are actually doing a minor deliveries need to really respect the way you are working as a project manager or program manager. They really need to align themselves to your thought process. How is it, what is it that is your point of concern? so that at least if they have a minor deliverable, they'll be able to visualize it in a way. Okay, I've done it at a micro level, but my boss or somebody my peer is doing it at a mammoth level. That's how it is.
All right. So management by project. So making sure like what we can do a lot of things, but if you can break it down into smaller pieces, micro project or larger project, whatever, and you take it from the full journey of the project management and providing the right direction, right environment, and keeping informing your stakeholder. That I think that's where it is. And yeah, customer-centric project management more focusing. Yeah, we talked about previously staying centric or putting customers in middle and making sure they get whatever support you need to provide them, and you getting the work done as they're expecting. Yeah.
Yep.
Fantastic. Good, good. So, all right, my next question for you is, how did your IT portfolio got impacted during COVID times? It's not a distant in past. It is it's happened recently, and who knows? It's maybe they're talking about China and things are spreading across, maybe coming back. But the question is, how did your IT portfolio got impacted during COVID times, and how did it transition back to the normal times?
Yeah. So I guess when COVID struck, nobody was ready for such thing. It was like something that pops up, and the earlier development plan which was going for the organization, as in digitizing the real estate industry, it's not really seen in India oftenly. So I was given a task to digitize, real estate operations and a lot of things, and I started off my journey well in October 2019, but March 2020 this COVID struck. So complete shift. I mean, my first milestone was delivered about having a collaboration tools in place, but then all of a sudden when COVID struck, it was about business enablement, remote business enablement with security in line. So complete focus of traditional way of working, the plan which was there was put on hold after delivering a concrete subset of collaboration tools. And then the complete focus was to enable remote working culture, keeping IT security as one of the most top priority. So overnight, the focus was shifted. I guess IT security was something I put that as, although it's always a secondary part. When you're revamping your IT operations, it's always a part that you are supposed to deliver. But like security is something which I was planning to deploy maybe in fourth or fifth phase. After like digitizing a lot of things. But then I have to really cut short. I have to put a lot of things on hold because development budgets were withdrawn, and yeah. So that is where IT security was prioritized over a lot of things. And then after in 2022 only, after wave two, I guess since July or something, we have started getting the development budgets because we saw that a lot of things have started to come back. So yes, with good security architecture in place, now we are even more flexible to lead our digital transformation journey. Now the tools that we are building across, I guess it should really come up really strong in Indian real estate industry as in benchmark. But yeah, let's see how it goes. So yeah, so that's how it's been. The IT portfolio shift during COVID times, and then
So it was
transitioning back to the normal.
yeah, sorry. So do you still have a remote working culture, or do you have a mix, or totally back to office?
No, now it's a hybrid culture. Prior to COVID, we have absolute work from office culture. That's how it is. Uh, but during COVID, of course, everybody worked from home only, or remote working was there in place. Now it's a hybrid working culture that we have adapted because we have seen the everything has been enabled by IT, that people are able to work from home. So yeah, flawlessly well. Yeah. So now I actually thank to COVID to helping me roll out these IT things to the pace that I was not expecting to. But yeah,
Yeah, actually, a lot of things happen fast tracked during the COVID time. because
Yeah.
previously there were a lot of thought goes into this and analyzing this. Of course, they're all it's still required, but a lot of bureaucracy was happening, and that can be cut short. Okay, you know what? We have to get it done. Otherwise, we cannot have the team working, and we cannot. They cannot be working at all. So get it done, and digital transformation and remote working capabilities that happen very fast. And now many organizations have kind of, including me, start liking the remote working part.
Yes. End of the day, I guess the effort-oriented approach was changed to now goal-oriented approach. It's like we don't want to see efforts. We want to see goals only being achieved. So, which is for me is like perfect thing. You commit some
Yeah.
goals and you achieve them.
Yeah, actually, I'm starting to go out now with the training programs. So February, I will be in Sydney. In February, March, Sydney, Melbourne, Brisbane in Australia, and then Saudi Arabia. Plan to go to Germany, Italy. But I'm at the same time also watching what's happening in China. Same thing is what happening in 20 January 2020. I was very excited. December 19 and 20. I was very excited with my huge plan. And after my Saudi visit, everything came down. But let's be positive. Let's see. Hope to see many people physically going to the locations. That's a different
Yes.
experience. Remote is good. I can get done more things. I can have more people talking. But going to the site, meeting people and working with them is, I think, is a unique experience. Let's see. Looking
I
forward.
guess there is no replacement of like meeting people and working closely with them. It always gives you an edge, of interpersonal skills. Yeah.
Exactly, and you get vibes are there. You can feel the person, and you can that's a different level. Of course, remotely what we're looking people now, and you and me, and it's one feeling. But when you stay, I mean, I still miss my those days when I used to go out and meet with people, and I'm sure that's coming.
Yeah.
Okay, great stuff. Uh, mm, right. So, any questions, guys? So please let me know. And I have many questions to go. So, Dipendar, I have another question. How does digital transformation aid in identifying, preventing, and recovering from project failures in a project-driven industry?
Absolutely, absolutely. So, yeah, from digital transformation perspective, yeah, when I've seen both worlds. When I joined the organization, everything was really, really manual. There was nobody was able to accept, the digital things in here. But now, when I have been here for last, 2.5 years and been digitizing things out, now people have everything available as part of their dashboard, everything, whatever there are a lot of things that we have implemented as an business requirement. Now everything is very real time. It's not like they have to build some reports or anything that needs to be fetched across is taking hours or days or even weeks. It's not anymore. So whatever was critical business purpose reports, they are pretty much real time. If in case not real time, then maybe the next day, you request a report and that'll be on your desk next day morning. So lot of things, I guess what I have seen is the business decisions which are taken, or the feedback which needs to, as in whenever you're leading out a project, what you need is a feedback. How is the project doing, or where is it going to, whether I'm going to complete that project in time, with say budget, or where is it going. So definitely you need a feedback. And with this digital transformation, I guess this is a wonder thing. uh, I guess when the feedback is so fast, you are really able to shape up your projects in a way that yes, that you can reduce your what I don't want to use the term like failure, the like anything which is impacting your project is something which is very much identifiable at a very initial stage,
Initially.
right? So you can bring in your control measures in time without waiting for the waiting for the feedback at a later stage. So that is where digital transformation is playing a wonder role. And with the tools like AI, ML coming into place, I guess this is beyond imagination. But still, I don't truly believe in AI ML thing, because like I know that a lot of uh, I mean, AI, of course, is learning platform, but then there are a lot of decoys, which have been embedded across in AI. So it's a different. I get this. It's a different conflict zone, which we can discuss for hours. But yes, if you talk about the normal digital transformation, it is doing wonders. And if in case AI and ML is being implemented in the longer conventional industries, of course, it is also contributing back to the business beautifully.
Yeah. So, and as we talked about, COVID has actually uh, boosted this kind of initiatives, digital transformation. And digital
Yeah.
transformation is nothing but, you're doing the things, using the digital platforms, and your actions are happening with using digitally instead of taking paper based or email, relying on that. Now you have a system where, your project manager is updating information. You get to see that almost immediately, real time, and you can see on the dashboard, and you can find the problems areas and warnings, alerts, and you can take action almost immediately instead of waiting for a week or two before we have the status report. You can get the information and you pick the phone and discuss and find the solution faster.
Yeah.
So I think that's where the revolution happened in the project management, program management part, which is doing great. And many organizations are finding this kind of platforms very, very useful. So, and
Yes.
Dipendar, as I told you, 17, I think 3 days ago, I organized a webinar with Srinivas about the vXDCC. And this was more about how this integrated platform can make your life as a project program manager, simplify your life, having all the system in one platform, as the HR, sales, supply chain, and your project program portfolio and dashboard and balance scorecard, everything in one place. Yep. So seeing this
Yeah.
kind of thing makes me very excited. Coming from the project management background, I've used Clarity at the time. I used some other SAP other, but these were silos. But having everything in one place, if I go back 5 years, it was unimaginable. And seeing that happening in real time I was excited to see that.
Yes, yes, Dharam, I agree with you. This digital transformation thing is like, I really could. I mean, there are a lot of things, during my professional journey wherein I've seen myself, or I went to, like tap my back saying that yes, Devinder, you have done a good job or something. But it has actually come up as business as usual for project managers. I mean, with the kind of things what this transformation things have brought on, it is like a quick knowledge sharing. What this team has implemented, or with this country has implemented, is something getting implemented in here. The knowledge, the kit is very fast, and then the tools deployment is really fast. The feedback is really coming up, in a very fast way. And then that is how, whatever is part of your project, wherever you're leading your project into, it gets embedded into your projects as well. That's how it is. So this is a complete
Exactly.
ecosystem. It is a complete ecosystem push, that's how I'll say.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, that's where a lot of decision, and the question is how you can identify your initiative faster, how you can get the decision making happening faster instead of waiting for 2 months, 3 months. The decision can be done in a week time instead of, or maybe instantly. Of course, you need to provide the right information, and the system can help you and make the decision faster. Very
Yeah.
interesting. Good stuff. All right. So my next question is, how do you handle conflict resolutions dealing with multicultural stakeholders as a project manager?
Yes.
Very sensitive
Yes.
topic.
Yes, yes. Actually, so there is a lot to be done, and I guess I mean, I guess I've learned these things while working with in a various projects only. We're working in a global environment. Sometimes I used to work for a Japanese company. Wherein, they used to call San as in brother, that's how they used to refer it. So I like that thing. And then, I really, so whether I've implemented projects from North American geography to Japanese geography. I mean, it's like, for me, it's a 360-degree world thing, wherein I did these pieces in split pieces. But when I was leading IT portfolio for H&M, there was like everything was being put into one place, wherein, I have to work not just with specific geography, but all, it's like a global team with which I was working, and with actually global diversity. So that is where, you really need to, again, um, enhance your stakeholder engagement levels to the things that you understand their culture. You need to spend the time, to to understand their culture, especially for the key stakeholders. You really need to, uh, invest some time, while you're planning a project which requires engagement from different geographies. What I can say is, you should actually plan to spend some time to understand in their culture, what exactly, so that you don't hurt them unknowingly. You're just following what you know. But what it do is, it you just end up, and then when they do, when they are implementing a project in this global environment, there'll be
Yeah.
definitely a conflict, something which is, like, you work for the Nordic companies, you work for, US geography, you work for Australian. I guess you're a very global citizen. If I so you know it better than me, Dharam. So so there is like a lot of priorities that happens across
Yeah.
when you work with different people. But end of the day, you really have to talk in their terms, their lines, and get them bring into, or let them, or you need to align them to the core business purpose or the project purpose, for which we are actually delivering the core reason. Yeah,
Mm.
that's how. So the core value aligned, project management should be the part of focus, wherein you really need to align your stakeholders in a way. Yeah.
Yeah, fantastic. So one of the important thing is yes, you rightly mentioned, I have worked in many countries now, and I've traveled in many countries. So I get to see. I'm fortunate to see people from different part of the world, whether it's Hong Kong, whether it's Saudi Arabia, whether it's North America, Australia, India, so in China, anywhere. So everybody has different belief system or different way of interpreting things. So when there's a situation, conflict is there, you need to, and you rightly said, you need to understand them, you know, and conflict can be because of the cultural, barriers they have, or maybe the past experiences they have. So you need to understand, first of all, root cause, why this problem is happening, why this conflict is happening, and then try to come to the resolution, and try to come to the best solution. Of course, you need to see that priority of the work, and other things also come in picture, and try to resolve the situation, try to bring situation where everybody has some win-win situation. Sometimes you cannot win, everybody cannot win, so compromise. So you need to see from that point of view. And a good PMI has done good job by collecting or creating some methodologies, or some steps, or some ways to identify and work through with the various project team members, to resolve this resolution conflicts in a simplified way or easy way. So yeah, so there are many techniques which you can use to resolve situations, conflict situation, and depends on many, whether it's early stage or later stage, or whether people are like fist fighting or something else happening. So you need to understand that as well.
Yes, yes, absolutely. I mean, I guess that's why I insist that, whenever there is, if you have, by any chance, if you have luxury of time, then just have a word with them, just spend some time with those stakeholders. I mean, because that is what, I guess those informal talks, or like the
Mm.
coffee times, are the ones, which actually gives you very good insight about their culture. I mean, whenever I plan out anything for, say, US geography, I will never plan out anything from 25th to 31st of December. I would actually assume, if somebody, even if some resource has applied for leave or not, I really won't, give them a tedious task during these times until unless it's been planned like months ago. There is no expedite request that I will entertain for US based resource for like 25 from 25th December to 31st of March. It's like a celebration time, right? So that's how
Exactly.
so that's what even if you talk about India itself, I won't assume any critical resources to be available during Diwali or like the surplus resources to be available. It's like a Christmas in India, that's how it is. So so that is what you really need to give that respect to the culture, wherever whatever multi cultural stakeholders you have, you really need to give them respect specific to their culture. But then of course, job is a job, work is a work. If in case you find it as a risk, try mitigating it much before then it's
Yeah,
gone.
exactly. So yeah, you spend enough time to understand the culture. If you have to work for, let's say, a Japanese company for first time, you don't understand. You don't assume that what you're doing in your country or space is the same. People behave different, same way. Their way of doing things can be different. They may see the urgency. For I remember when I did classes in India, when I'm saying 9 o'clock to 5 o'clock, people are coming around 10 o'clock, 10:30. So I said, what is going on? So that's what it is. If there's a time. But if I'm running the same program in Germany or let's say in Chicago, I mean, actually, when I'm running, somebody said, Dharam, 9 o'clock. When are we starting? It's 12:55. When are we taking break? Lunch break. And it's already 5 o'clock. Why are we not stopping? So you need to
Yes.
understand that. I should not assume that just because my freestyle teaching can work everywhere. If I'm going to do something in Germany, which I'm going to do hopefully in May, I have to be very careful because there's a different culture altogether. Anyway,
Right.
so understanding the culture and the people around you, don't just assume, and also don't uh, stereotype. Just because a person coming from this country or this culture, everybody behave like that. No, understand the person, understand his or her experience or background. You may find something extraordinary personalities sitting there without you knowing that. So
Yep.
yeah.
Yep.
So and don't assume because other people have some experience with this person is going to be same experience with you as well. So allow yourself, spend some time like coffee talks or outside of business talk. That's where the team building activities can also help you to build the cultural awareness and knowing each other deeper, not just a superficial level. Okay. So once you have a
Yep.
good relationship with your team member, getting the work done or work will happen by itself. That that's about the relationship, emotional intelligence. A lot of things we talk there.
Yes. Yes.
I
Absolutely.
think that topic itself is a very interesting topic, and that can be another topic for the day. All right, so I have a couple of questions, and before that, I like to share the PDU code. Now, I will put that on chat. So, oops, what did I do? I'm going to put that on chat, and guys. Please take a note of the PDU code, course identifier, and the PDU code claim code, and you will get one PDU of participating here or listening to us. And yeah, so and people watching it, of course, you let me know, Dharam, I watched this webinar. How can I claim one PDU? I will be very happy to share with you. Okay, so I have some questions from audience. Let me bring it to your attention. This from Shiny Hazelwood. And the question is, what is customer-centric project management?
Sure. I mean, I guess we discussed, but I would again like to reiterate: customer-centric project management is something which is very much aligned to customers' end objective, or something which is aligned to the customer's requirement throughout the journey. Uh, say if in case customer wants you or like pushes you around to expedite the project, it's not the project that they want you to expedite. It's like they might be they might be interested in your milestone 3 or milestone 4 outcomes, which is actually going to help them with some other business initiatives. So you really need to have a strong engagement with the customers, so that you can actually deliver is it in line of customers uh, sorry, customers
Yeah.
end objective in focus. Yeah.
Yeah. So as we talked about this, keep the customer in the center, and you're providing solution to them and based on their needs and expectation around that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. My next question is how to think beyond the sales process and achieve higher customer satisfaction.
Okay, that's really interesting. I mean, in my cases, I guess I used to take some of the sales call itself, myself, and when I lead it as a portfolio, and then it's like there are a lot of things which I can say business as usual, or in ITIL terminology they call it like SSR, simple service request, which is like a fixed deliverable. So that I mean, as an of course, if your organization allows, then you can take such calls because customer do expect you to at least have a knowledge about those things, the concrete sub projects. If in case that pops up as requirement, so you should be able to suffice about with the timelines, with the budget, and you should be able to propose that as a project manager yourself, because you just don't require salesperson to come and say, okay, this particular scope will cost this much and will take this much time, because it is like a business as usual. So then of course that must be internally agreed within your organization, because as a project manager you are supposed to know those things, and you are supposed to take those calls with customers, because you are actually dealing with customers day in day out, maybe weekly calls or something with the key stakeholders, wherein you are supposed to carry such set of such skill set, and you should be able to suffice those requirements over the calls itself. So that's how it is. And if in case there are some things that pops up from customer side, why not, why do you wait for, or why do you want to just patch up the sales team? You just drive out those things with solutions. I don't say that you should engage a lot of your times into it, but at least you should ensure that the customer has been able to patch up with right set of stakeholders, so that at least they know that you have done your work, you have connected him to the right set of stakeholders, and then they're working on the solution.
Exactly. It's not just the sales. Sales is important, but after the sales, it's more about what you promise, your sales team has promised to the customer, you're delivering them effectively, efficiently, with a seamless transition and higher customer satisfaction.
Yeah, yeah, that is how it is in these times. Yeah.
Okay, I have a question from Naluri Raju. I know you for a long time. Okay, so what is the best way to implement PMP standards?
Sure.
Assuming PMP means PMBOK, the project management standards.
Yeah. So see, PMBOK is something, I guess that's a Bible for project managers, of course, and you really want to implement every piece of it, every bit of it, because that is in your DNA as a project manager. But then, like I tell you, I really want to start off these things with management by project culture. It's like you just cut the or chop the big scope into the minor deliverables, and then cascade it to the teams, so that they don't just complete the task, they actually deliver a sub project, so they are versed about the basic terminologies. And then this is something that you can actually do rag analysis, you can do, so these are like things that you really need to vocalize yourself, within your organization, or how you want to lead it. So it's not a PMP, PMP or PMBOK thing that you want to see. Sorry, but it is like the practices that you want to implement across. And the base starting point that I say is the management by project culture is something that you really need to bring in, so that nobody is just working on as an operational task on anything, but yes, they are actually delivering. Until unless it's a service operation issue, they are always be delivering some or the other projects, minor scale projects, big projects or something.
Yeah, and it's actually a very interesting area. Whatever your organization not mature enough, then you have to establish all the standards, project management standards, and what can work, what is working outside of the part of the world or the organizations. Can I also do my projects or seamlessly implement those projects using those project management practices, the principles mentioned in the PMBOK, the domains are identified, and the task identified, and the processes identified. Yeah, PMBOK is very open book. A lot of things are given. Not everything can be applied as it is. And it depends on the type of work you're doing, the complexity of the work, or the duration of the work. All influence that, what structure you're going to have as a project management in this project. So look, one other thing is you can utilize, or talking about vXDCC as a product which is based on the PMBOK and project and program and portfolio practice guides, and a lot of other consulting experience. So that kind of things already available. Just get a tool, implement it, and start using. Of course, a lot of things going to happen as a change management, organizational change management. You need to make sure that the tools you're bringing is not only implemented, but people are actually excited to use it, and encourage them to put the right information right time. That's where you're going to get the best result out of that.
Yeah, I guess that's how it's been. Like you told 7xDC, I guess there is that's a wonderful tool, for which is like a cumulative set based out of the PMBOK practices and the project management. But that is what I'm saying. It's like you really need to have that culture on board, within organization. That's how it is.
Yeah, yeah. So one more question I have, and the question is around your PfMP journey. We did talk initially a little bit. So somebody is thinking of doing PfMP. What is your advice? And somebody new, have no idea about PfMP, and or maybe they have done some studies, analysis. What do you guide them? How do you think they should take the journey and get it done faster?
Yeah, I mean, I guess the one-stop shop for all your PvP needs is sitting beside on the screen. It's like Dharam, you can reach him out. Of course, he's one of the best mentors. Not just one. I guess I mean, once I'm being with Dharam, that actually helped me out a lot. So yes, when I look at my journey, I guess 50% of the task was to get my application approved. It's like I've generally we get into the we culture, like we did this, since we are working as a team, we always tend to say we and we. But that is not what as a PFMP, that gets appreciated. I guess that's like I is something which, so the decisions, even if we have taken, so Dharam had a lot of with 100 successful PFMPs under his belt, I guess he comes with a very rich experience. And why to struggle? I mean, you still want when you have an answer available, why do you want to struggle out somewhere out? I really don't think there is any need. But yes, firstly you need to assess if in case you are ready for PFMP, you have really been part of some portfolio. uh, of course, be truthful to yourself, and then you can actually reach out to them for the help. That's simple as that.
Yeah, the important thing is you really certify all the requirements, eligibility requirement, if you are, and also see if this certificate could add value to you. It's not just because everybody else is doing, I should also do. This certificate add value to me in my career, my growing into the organization, and that's one starting point. And once you have clear vision, this is really what to do. Now then you start finding, okay, what else I can do? What books I should read? There's some problem with the book, the standard for portfolio management. The exam is still based on third edition. We are in December 22. The exam is still based on third edition, while the fourth edition book is already there since 2018. Don't ask me why it is now, why they have not aligned. I have a lot of discussion with PMI. So if you are not, one thing can happen if you start pick the right fourth edition, you go to the exam, and you have no idea why this happened. Anyway, the exam is still based on third edition. Pick the right books. Pick the question bank, right question bank. Pick the right person and environment for you, so that the person and the environment can help you to achieve your objectives. Okay, great stuff. I think we're on time. Just finished. I have a question which is saying, how do we claim PDU on PMI side? it's when you go to when you log in on the PMI portal and go to the dashboard, and you can see, okay, there's a PDU registry. You can click it and claim. Once you provide the PDU claim code, it will automatically bring the the distribution of PDUs. If it is one PDU divided, some PDU a portion of that goes into the technical, some goes in the business, some other don't have right. Anyway, if you have any problem, you claims or something, let me know. I will be happy to this easy part. Anyway, so good. So thank you very much, Dipendar. It was really awesome talking with you, and thank you for sharing your knowledge. Yeah, and I'd like to thank all the people who joined today, and in one way or other, you contributed to the discussion, and you have been awesome. You coming again and again, and encouraging me to bring a lot of people, and your comments and feedbacks always welcome. So thank you guys, and you will see again with hopefully very soon. And I think the next guest I have is coming from Singapore. So just keep watching the LinkedIn updates, and you will learn a lot from these discussions. So thank you guys, and see you again. And thank you, Dipendar. And
thanks
good luck to you. And Happy New Year, everybody, and enjoy Christmas. And take care in the winter time, especially in America, which is a thunderstorm or whatever. Arctic air is coming towards the site, and yeah, enjoy yourself. Take care, guys. Bye now.
Sure. Happy New Year to all. See ya.